guys, Matt Lemke here, Through Gamer Goggles. And today we're going to start another Roleplay Ramblings. This is my post-Gen Con report, my current thoughts on 2nd edition, and if we don't get too far ahead, I'm going to check the time, too far gone, maybe we'll talk about something a little bit more role-playing-esque. So, I'll be right back. First, I want to thank all of you guys. The last episode of Role-Playing Ramblings is performing very well. It's one of my top 3 videos. All I ask now is that if you come back, subscribe, please. I mean, this is something I'm looking at doing every week, every other week. It's really going to be dependent upon how well received it is. And from my thoughts on Pathfinder 2nd Edition, my concerns about Pathfinder 2nd Edition, clearly you guys like what I have to say because it's up there. It's not going to win me any awards yet, but hey. Goal, note to self, shoot for awards. So this is my Roleplay Ramblings post-Gen Con show. First one ever. And it's also going to be about, I've been really delving into this a lot this week. The Pathfinder Play Test. I finished my flip through and I finished the character creation video. They should both be up before this. And I mean like right before this. So please check them out right here. Cards, thingies, whatever. If I remember to do that. It's probably going to be midnight by the time I get to post this. So we'll talk more about this in a minute. So, hey, why is there terrain next to me in Roleplay Ramblings? Well, in part, I'm a miniatures player. But terrain is really cool for those of us that don't just do theater of the mind. And this farmhouse is universal 28mm, which is what the size of most D&D figures are, or Reaper Bones, or any figures that you would use for role-playing, no matter who makes them. Mantic Games actually makes their games in 28mm, so these are 2 scale for D&D, and this is pretty bad to the bone, so look for my box breaking in the future. And same thing with the other terrain crate. This one has tons and tons of stuff in it. There's like, I'm going to say probably 90 pieces, somewhere, 73 pieces. Now they're not painted, but hey, that's life. Anyway, diving in. So, one of the first things I did at Gen Con this year was interview Jason Bullman. So if you guys have not seen that interview, please check it out. There might be a link there. I might not remember. And we talked a lot. He actually put some of my concerns to rest. The interview in and of itself is about a half hour long. We did it off in the Omni Severin bar, which was kind of cool. Lighting wasn't the greatest, but it was kind of neat to do it in a place that was nice and quiet for a change. In fact, Eric Mona commented on it. He goes, "Did you interview him in the bar?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That was so cool." I'm like, yes. So anyway, that's that. I mean, it was an interview. The Pathfinder Play Test previewed, and I am sorry that I didn't get to play. That is actually probably my biggest regret of Gen Con. I probably have more. I've been working since I got home. Hi, kitty. Come on. I've been working since I got home Sunday night, pretty much, and really haven't had time to absorb the whole show yet, which is bad. Maybe I need to come home and sip some cognac the night that I return or something. Jason Hardy from Shadowrun gave me a ton of information about about Shadowrun. Mostly, what I remember the most from our looking back, I remember 2 things. I remember Prime Runner, which is the reboot or the expansion, however you want to look at it, of Shadowrun's Crossfire. And then Dragonfire came out, and then that's a weird noise. Then they came out, they announced Prime Runner. So I did learn about that. That stuck in my mind because I really enjoyed Dragonfire. So I'm really curious to see what they did with Prime Runner. Then he talked about kill code, which is the being in the Matrix and combat in the Matrix and skills in the Matrix in the chapter. The first chapter is a breakdown of the Matrix works. And I've never really dealt much with Matrix and Shadowrun, but I think I might start a little bit, because it sounds like a dream world, and I've always stayed away from it as a result of it just sounding overcomplicated in an already crunchy system. So what I actually want to do is start a game of Anarchy locally. So if you guys are local, Akron, Canton area, maybe Dover, New Philly, in Ohio, comment below. I don't think you can direct message me on YouTube anymore. I don't think that works. I think they took that away. But go over to Twitter or find me on Facebook and nail me. If you look for me on Facebook, it's Matthew J. Lemke. Twitter, it's Gamer Goggles. Then let's see who else. I talked to so many role players. Collapsible Creations. I actually don't have anything to show you, but guys, check out the video on it. He's going to kickstart later this fall. The stuff is so cool. I mean, it's good looking terrain. It's great for role players. It's good for skirmish gamers. But when it's all done, you can fit a whole table, 3x3, 3x4, into a 3-ring binder. You break it back down, done. I mean, it's something similar to this, except it unfolds and it puts together, and you fold it back and you put it in a protective sleeve, and you're done. This stuff smells like salmon. TTC, or Tabletop Scenics, has these guys, if you haven't seen them, and has Apartments, which is more of a modern type of thing. But I suppose if you're playing a Wild West game, Deadlands-ish, you could convert this very easily to look Western. This, to me, I don't know, this reminds me more of, well, they call it a sandstorm dwelling, so it does remind me of the Middle East. And then Paradigm Concepts talked to me about all things Arcanist, and what I really remember the most about that is they had to create, psionic rules completely for 5th edition. So if you guys want psionics in your 5th ed game, and you want some inspiration, pick up the core campaign setting for Arcanist from Paradigm Concepts. They also make Rotted Capes, which is pretty sweet book. I have a flip through on this, dating back a couple of years, actually maybe 4 years. They created this game kind of as a, I'm not going to say a joke, but they created it to have something extra just to do. They didn't really think it was going to go that far, and people love this game. Basically, you play a superhero in the post-apocalypse, zombie apocalypse, and you can become a super zombie. They created some supplements for it. That's kind of what we talked about. One of the supplements has super robots and deities and gods as other character options. And it talks about ways that you can work them into your game and still make the apocalypse a threat to them, which is interesting. And, well, geez, I spoke with Rachel Ventura and Jason Nelson of Legendary Games, and man, did they give me, they are overwhelming with the amount of content they put out in a year. I cannot remember 30% of what was in that interview. They must have covered 15 products in 12 minutes. Outbreak Undead. Raw. 2nd edition. For those of you that have been following me for a very, very long time, look forward to doing a flip through on this, and we're gonna play for Halloween. I don't know if that's gonna be live. I have Spectrum, and sometimes it's pretty crappy. And the colder outside it gets, the worse it gets, because there's more wind, breakage, shrinkage in the lines and stuff. So they say, that's what they tell me. Chris, I'm going to have to re-interview Chris. If something happened to some of my footage, I only have 30 seconds of the footage from Chris. So, Chris, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But you're going to get a darn good plug on this book because it's gorgeous. Anyway, that's that. Gaming Paper. I got some more stuff from Gaming Paper. And I had a real good talk. Well, let's see. Wait. Let's not get ahead of myself. Yeah. Kevin Chimbetta. Oh my gosh. I did it right in front of him. Palladium Books. Kevin Chimbetta. Chimbita. That's it. Chimbita. Oh, terrible Pollock. Yeah, I know, my name's Lemke. I'm half German, supposedly. Have to do one of those DNA tests. But anyway, we had a heart-to-heart talk, actually in his hotel room. It just turns out that I was staying in a hotel here, and he was staying in a hotel here, and we parked across from each other, and we even had the same room number in different hotels. How freaky is that? So we talked. Actually, that interview is 35 minutes long, 40 minutes long, because we were pretty relaxed. And we talked about everything from riffs to splicers, and we even talked about character creation in a potential second edition. So if you are looking for a second edition for riffs, there's a chance it's on the horizon. And this is my wife, so hold on a second, guys. And then... Then let's move to Pathfinder 2. Oh no, I did interview McCreary from McCreary, gosh darn it. Starfinder, for Starfinder from Paizo, and we had a good little talk to close out the day, pretty much. Oh, and for those of you that are Beasties and Bygones fans, he actually was the last interview of the day, and that was more like stand-up comedy. But now, let's move to the important stuff. My current thoughts on the Pathfinder Play Test. The book, the core book, is largely about character creation. And, I mean, this is something that's in full swing. People are blowing up all over social media about it. So if you watch my character creation video, please let me know what you think. Let me know if it's too small, too big. I can always refilm it, and I'd be happy to. It's something that's going to stay up there for a year, probably. I want it to be done right. So I've been doing a lot of character creation. I have a good feel for it. The new point buy system that I was so concerned with, it's more like a point add system. It's actually not bad. And I actually think the optional rules for rolling a character, I'm gonna like them a lot. Maybe even more than their simple point buy. I do believe that the creation with rolling dice is a little bit more complicated, and will add a little bit to rolling your character up. I like a lot of the features, and I'm looking forward to leveling up a character. I'm actually looking forward to multi-classing a character more than anything. I just want to see how that goes, but obviously that's going to take time. I'm going to start playing in the playtest adventure, I hope, this week or early next week, so that I don't get too far behind. And let's see what I'm happy with so far. Character creation is actually, like I said, one of the biggest things in the book, and it's actually the thing I'm the most happy with. I haven't got to play too much. I've only played one game. I've read a good bit of the book, and some of the things I really like are weapon traits, because they've added things like bleed, built them into the weapons. You don't have to, it's a lot easier to get things. So it's making your ordinary weapons and it's making your characters feel like they have more skill. So it's making them seem more trained and a few steps above the guy who just walked out and grabbed a sword and picked it up and walked out of the battlefield. That's my take on it. I mean, that's a broad example, but and oh yeah, what I wanted to say about the one game I played, it still feels like Pathfinder. I mean, it's faster. To me, I think it's smoother. Yeah, we had to look some things up, but when you actually get into the flow of combat and the flow of the action system, it works really well. Doesn't mean it's not going to fall apart at 12th level. Only time will tell that. So let's see here. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. It's been about 15 minutes. I was going to talk more about maybe some alignment stuff, because some stuff came up at Gen Con about how some people were very happy that they kept, what page is it on? That they kept what's up here? The nine sections, or the 9 segments of, it's not really segments, the 9 classifications of alignment: lawful good, lawful true lawful, lawful evil, so on. And I think that was a good thing, because, and we're going to have to talk about this more in detail in another Roleplay Ramblings, because it is something that, one, I've wanted to talk about it for a long time. I did something a couple years ago on alignment, and it was pretty well received, but I don't think I got my point across the way I wanted to, and I want to make some visual aids. So next time on Roleplay Ramblings, we'll talk about alignment, my stance on what I think it's for, and maybe a better approach to looking at it so that it's more universal for all players and characters. And because I don't think alignment has to be rigid. Plus, whatever we ramble into, and of course, questions from you guys. So comment below if there's something you want to know more about with Pathfinder 2e, or if you want to know my thoughts on a particular thing, or if you have a rules question, let me know. There's a couple of places that might be a little bit gray. Like, for example, I think they need clarification, or they need to omit it when they write the core book. In the charts, it says first level, ancestry feat, background feat, flurry of blows. This is the monk, by the way. Graceful expertise, initial proficiencies, monk feat, powerful fist. Well, by the time you're this far the way they have their characters being set up, you've already picked your ancestry feat and your background feat. And the way I understand it, and the way I've seen it done, at least the way Jason did it on their Friday video when they did character creation, was that you only got those when you selected the background and the ancestry. You don't get them again. So that's little things like that that are seen. There's one section where they have both either and neither in the same sentence, and I think it was a feat choice. But outside of that, thanks guys. I'm glad you're here. Come back soon. Check out all my RPG stuff. Like, subscribe, and share. And watch my kitty cat after this, because my kitty cat's cool. Hi guys. Meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in the link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye guys.